Je vais à Shaftesbury Park.
Shaftesbury Park Primary School is starting a fairly new initiative to introduce a bilingual French stream to its programme. So the school is currently in its second year, so they have reception and year one children, where there are two parallel classes. One will be monolingual and one is a bilingual French stream.
Mum was very...
Cross.
Show me your cross face.
Sa maman était très fâchée.
So she threw the beans out of the window.
Alors, elle a...
I think it's critical that children learn a different language, not just for the cognitive abilities that it gives, but also for the social skills that it will enable the children to have. And the fact that children need to be prepared for the world of tomorrow.
C'est nuageux ou il fait beau?
Il fait beau.
Il fait beau. Alors je vais coller il fait beau. In leopard class, which is the bilingual reception, half the day would be very much focused on learning in French. Instructions are given in French and daily routines take place in French.
Et quel temps fait-il aujourd'hui? Est-ce qu'il pleut? Est-ce qu'il neige?
It's really the early years curriculum just through French. I use a lot of actions and a lot of repetition. I think they enjoy it most when it is quite active. So they do love the storytelling, they love songs.
Lundi, mardi, mercredi, youpi.
The three of us that work in the class will consistently speak in French. Both of the teaching assistants are native speakers, which is good because we've got an extra person modelling the language.
Qu'est-ce que tu veux, Levi? Super, tu dis merci?
Merci.
Très bien, qu'est-ce que tu veux, James? Je veux des tomates.
Je veux les tomates.
Très bien, tu dis merci.
Je m'appelle Elodie et j'ai 5 ans et j'ai un petit frère.
Un casque. Une banane. Le chien. As the children move up into year one, again, we still have half the day in English, half the day in French. Our priority is making sure the children's literacy and numeracy skills are really secure in English. And then we move on to using the vocabulary in French as well. The long hand is pointing to the 6, and then the small hand has sort of half past the 8. So what time is it? Quelle heure est-il, s'il vous plaît? Naya.
It is 8:30.
It is 8:30. En français, comment on dit 8:30 en français? Il est quoi? Avery?
Il est 8h30.
Tout le monde?
I think that was one of the biggest challenges, really, convincing parents that it wouldn't impact on their maths and literacy development. We are accountable for children's progress and attainment in maths and literacy, ultimately, and that must be at the heart of what we do here. And the fact that we are learning another language just enhances and enriches the curriculum that we're offering the children of this school.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Chini et j'aime dessiner.
Oliver said, j'ai gagné means I win. It doesn't quite mean I win, but nearly. It's slightly different. Naya.
I have one.
Lovely. I have one. Brilliant.
When you look into it, the benefits of the bilingual education massively outweigh any disadvantages. The first benefit is obviously the language, they're learning French, but also there's cognitive benefits. The children are learning in a different way, it's activating different parts of their brain, it's making them think differently about things.
Let's see. 1 o'clock, please. Il est 1h.
There are obvious challenges to teaching bilingually, particularly in a situation where the children are not native speakers of French and neither are their parents. But it's basically good primary teaching practice. It's using lots of mime, gesture, visuals, making the learning very interactive, encouraging the children to want to join in.
Then the time is going to be 6:30. 6h30. Moi j'ai gagné. Très bien. I do put a lot of emphasis on speaking and listening, so it isn't just, oh, I've said that in French, what does it mean in English? It's a lot of actually getting the children to use the French as well. And then what we tend to do in terms of reading French is use high-frequency words. Et puis, ça c'est un peu différent, Javen? Un. An example when we would use the word un. An example when we would use the word un. Avery?
Un casque.
Un casque. Okay, we also do reading writing using word banks associated with our key text. So recently we did work on Hand of Surprise, which we read also in French as La Surprise d'Ande, and the children did sentences about fruit. Every week the children take home a French reading book, and we've had a French native TA record those onto CD for them. The idea was really getting the children used to hearing more French, because the majority of children in this class don't speak French at home.
Elles sont de quelle couleur les dents? Elles sont rouges?
Non.
Elles sont blanches.
Ils sont blanches comme nous.
Comme toi, voilà.
The beauty of the Network for Languages London project is that we're able to offer as mentors individualised support. The coordinator at Shaftesbury Park has initially wanted to use my support to talk through some of the strategic implications for introducing a bilingual stream.
If I've got a question, Anne will always be on hand to answer, whether it's via email, via text, or in person or on the phone. And actually, we've managed to develop a really good working partnership.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Marie.
We're now moving to the point where we are beginning to look at how we can best support the Key Stage 2 teachers to develop their practice. One of the biggest challenges is the fact that many of the teachers are not necessarily a specialist in language teaching. And if teachers are not very confident about their foreign language, there's a very big demand on them.
1, 2, 3. 10, 20, 30, 40, 30, 40, 10.
The project can help in many ways. So, for example, it could be working with an individual teacher, helping them to plan, perhaps to team teach with them. It could be arranging for a class teacher to perhaps go to one of the other schools in the project to do some peer observation, or running a staff meeting.
So, je means I. Can you do maintenant je parle français for us?
Now I speak French.
Brilliant, good, thank you. So, maintenant.
In terms of my role as a bilingual stream leader and being the MFL coordinator, but also being a class teacher as well, it's really difficult to find the time to schedule observations and having feedback and everything. So, and it's a really useful resource to tap into for that.
Excusez-moi, le livre c'est combien? What is it asking Luca?
Excuse me, how much does the book cost?
Yes, in English we would say, in the beginning I found it daunting to teach French, so trying to make it really fun and interactive for them has been a challenge. So being observed today was really useful because it highlighted areas of my French teaching which I would like and need support in, such as delivering more of the lesson in French and repeating and modelling for the children the language.
So there were lots of really good things about the lesson and a couple of little points perhaps to work on to make it even better.
Yeah.
So some of the things I really liked, I mean, as you said, you're encouraging them to develop their language learning strategies, working out meaning. So they were using clues from the context, but also from bits of words that they knew already. And as you said, you were able to...
I think today's been really useful, having Network for Languages in school, to make staff aware of the courses that we can go on to further our own professional development, and I'm sure that we will be taking advantage of the courses in the near future.
I think if you could perhaps try to increase the amount of French you're using yourself, because I do understand that you've obviously got some good French, but you're not a specialist French teacher.
Nope.
So you're doing really well. So just being aware of trying to pick up a little bit more on praise words or giving some instructions, because I think it's easy to get into a habit.
Je m'appelle Damien.
The beauty of the project is that it offers networking opportunities, and that gives teachers a very valuable opportunity to share ideas, to share resources, to visit each other for peer observation. And also, teachers are able to attend courses that are being centrally run at the University of Westminster.
And then when I have a look in their books, I can see where the children have self-assessed themselves, if you like.
The London Schools Excellence Fund project has been really good for improving my confidence as a languages leader. I always come out of the workshops and summer school sessions feeling really motivated. I think it's really good to have the opportunity to work with like-minded individuals in a professional capacity who also share the same hopes and dreams for MFL and want to develop that in their school.
How would we go on if we wanted to do the full MA?
We've also offered to teachers the opportunity to follow an MA module on action research. So, for example, the coordinator at Shaftesbury Park School has opted to do that. So she is also attending workshops and tutorials with one of my colleagues to work on a dissertation which will give her credits towards an MA, but based very much on her work here in school.
The module's been specifically written for participants in the LSEF project. It's a way of linking that day-to-day practice to some of the current research about practice, but it's not done in only an academic way. It's a real application.
It was really good to hear you all saying my focus question is. All of you have got a pretty clear idea from the sound of it of where you want to go with this and what you want to do. So that's very good.
They're researching a range of different aspects. For some of them it is more coordination, curriculum change. For others it's more specific methodological questions in relation to language teaching.
The main focus of my research is going to be into CLIL and encouraging more spontaneous talk in young learners. One of the things that attracted me to the MA module was that I got to research an area that I'm really interested in and carry out action research within the learning environment where I already am and working with the children who I already know really well. I can also get credits from this MA module as well that can contribute to maybe starting a full master's in the autumn.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Javen et 5 ans. French is really fun to do. You might go to another country so you can talk to other people.
I want to learn French so I can speak in French to my cousin.
Bonjour is hello and au revoir is goodbye.
I can write in French. I write about fruit.
Quelle est la date aujourd'hui? Melia.
Aujourd'hui, c'est le 27.
It has been a success. I was observing Emma the other day and I was just totally impressed by the children enjoying a new language, using a new language and responding to a new language.
It's something that we've seen in our eldest child, just his confidence, the fact that he's now able to express himself well in English.
You say Lundy in English like this. Monday.
I totally agree with you.
But also starting to be able to express himself in French is something that I think has been quite remarkable.
I can say goodbye, au revoir.